The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said yesterday that he does not need anyone to defend him on his stance that the current spike in COVID-19 cases started with the vigils held after the death of Andrea Barrett. Questions have been raised about the political independence of the technical director of the epidemiology division, Dr. Avery Hines, after he said on Wednesday that the spike in COVID-19 numbers predated Easter, although Hines presented graphs and data to support his point. However, he's been accused by many online commentators of defending the Prime Minister. Rowley yesterday said he did not need Hines to defend him. Do I look like I need anybody to defend me? Graphs and statistics are not alien to me, the Prime Minister said in response to questions. I expect to hear that nonsense from some who create lies and misinformation to vigorously try to protect their position by accusations of political persuasion, race and religion. On Wednesday, Hines was asked directly to weigh in and put an end to the ongoing battle of whether it was the vigils or the long Easter weekend activity in Tobago that led to the surge in current cases. However, he said that the surge predated Easter. He said it was a confluence of issues that led to the spike, including the reopening of sports and churches along with pre-Easter activities. But some comments on social media said that Hines was singing for his supper and suddenly changing his words to support the Prime Minister. In an April 22 article, Hines reportedly described the surge in numbers at that time as stemming from the Easter weekend. However, in that same report, Hines said it was one of the driving factors behind the spike. Hines was interviewed on the I-95.5 FM morning program yesterday, and while he was the subject of much debate about his possible political allegiance, he spoke mostly about the vaccines and was not questioned about much else. With regard to the global vaccine hesitancy, Hines said it was not the case in TNT. Firstly, I'd like to point out that what we are seeing in our population at least is a great deal of vaccine acceptance. We are seeing people clamoring for the vaccine, he said. He said that people were actually complaining that they were not getting the vaccines as quickly as they would like. The response to the vaccine is built on our Caribbean experience with vaccination across the board. We're accustomed to the concept, he said. Hines said the vaccine helps our body recognize the virus in the future and gives you a better chance at fighting it off. It gives you protection against getting severely ill, he said. Hines admitted a vaccinated person can still get the virus. It's not 100% you won't get the virus after the vaccine, but you don't get a severe illness that leads to hospitalization and sometimes death, he said. He said that the hesitancy locally was generated by misinformation. You are getting people that are sharing things that aren't facts as if they are facts. You are getting people sharing all sorts of non-scientific information into this very congested information pathway that we all access, he said. Hines said the amount of information could sometimes lead to confusion. That is understandable, he said. He added that he encouraged people to look at reliable sources of information, including the Ministry of Health's press updates. Hines said that some 60 to 70% of people needed to be vaccinated in order to achieve herd immunity. For us, that is our entire adult population, he said. Hines also said that if someone had the virus and overcame it, they still had to be vaccinated. He also said that the vaccines are not interchangeable and once you have received the first shot of one vaccine, your second shot must be from the same manufacturer. You cannot commingle or mix them, he said. Hines commended the majority of the population for obeying the social distancing rules and for wearing their mask, and said there were some people who haven't gotten it yet. All I can say is that we want to encourage each other to be our brother's keeper, he said. The Ministry of Health has reported another 15 deaths from the COVID-19 virus over a 24-hour reporting period. In its daily report yesterday, the ministry also reported another 526 people had contracted the virus. The 15 deaths yesterday took this month's toll to 271, and the new cases brought the number of people infected this month to 11,163. Overall deaths now stand at 440. Active cases now stand at 8,922. There are currently 446 patients in hospitals. According to the ministry's data, 78,282 people have received their first doses of the vaccine, while 1,179 have received their second doses. There are 185 people in step-down facilities, 127 in state quarantine facilities, and 7,765 in home quarantine.